Day Tirawami, and good evening Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, August 14th, 2012. Officially, the state of emergency on the Sinamai's only public hospital was lifted several weeks ago, but the actual emergency seems to only be getting worse. Lacking paychecks since Friday and chronically short of critical supplies, many of CHC's beleaguered and demoralized medical staff did not show up at all today. Some resigned, some called in sick, some said they couldn't afford the gas to come to work. KSPN saw and heard plenty of signs of a hospital in disarray and medical staff at their breaking point. No sutures in the operating room, no food supply for patients on feeding tubes, critical reagents out of stock in the laboratory, the air conditioning system down in the maternity ward, even the elevators didn't work. The list goes on and on. But the delayed payroll and no word of resolution anytime soon has pushed many CHC staff over the edge. One emergency room doctor quit today, another is expected to leave by Friday, and another by Monday. When we visited ER this morning, we met patients who were being turned away, including this man, Gary Pangilinan.
They brought me in here, took my blood pressure, my weight, and everything. So after that, they told me to wait at the other side till my name was called. And then I asked them, ma'am, since I was first here, would I get assisted really quick? She said, that depends. I'm like, okay, why should I wait? I'm the first one here. She said, because right now there's no doctors right now.
Pangilinan waited for almost an hour before inquiring once again when a doctor would arrive.
And then the nurse came out and told me that, sir, you're going to be here for a while because there won't be any doctors available right now until probably noon.
After more than 3 hours and in serious physical pain, Pangilinan was finally admitted to ER when a doctor agreed to come in and work a 24-hour shift. This man's wife was admitted on Sunday. Though nurses have checked on her, so far Luis Mesa says there's no sign yet of if or when a physician might come.
They said that no doctor is coming in to take her. 2 nurses came up and said, not even then they don't get paid.
Mesa says he feels sorry for the patients, but he doesn't blame the staff. Instead, he says he places responsibility squarely on one person.
The governor, because he said that this is priority. How come now came out with this? Why they put the 72 hours and they're not even controlling the hospital bill, right?
Meanwhile, at about noon today, all of the hospital's outpatient clinics shut down as doctors walked out, didn't come in at all, or were transferred to keep at least critical services open for now. But even critical services are in jeopardy. We're told that if staff don't get paid soon, and if desperately needed medical supplies aren't procured immediately, the hospital will have to shut down even the emergency room and the operating room by Friday. If that happens, that would spell an even bigger disaster. The hospital would lose certification, and plans will have to be made for complete closure. As of late this afternoon, CHC's Chief Executive Officer Juan Babalta says funding has been identified, and he hopes to be able to make payroll tomorrow. Meanwhile, the hospital's Director of Medical Affairs says providers at the hospital are facing a challenge beyond their capabilities. In a letter to Babalta issued today, Dr. Jeremy Richards says it pains staff to be unable to care for those in dire need, citing, among other things, CHC's inability to maintain essential supplies, repair facilities, and keep current with contractual obligations. The delay in payroll has not been their only hardship, he notes, but it is the hardship that has brought them to the breaking point. With staffing levels perilously low throughout the hospital, the director says coverage for non-emergency stops immediately, and elective surgeries will no longer be offered until the hospital is adequately staffed and stocked. If the emergency and operating rooms are shut down by Friday as anticipated, Richards says they'll have to plan for the difficult decision of discharging acute and critically ill patients, at which point closure of the hospital would be recommended.